Today I'm looking at an article by Shabudian Rumani entitled The Parallels Between Hitler's Germany, Netanyahu's Israel, and Trump's America. In it, she uses Holocaust inversion to attack Israel. To explore this topic further, I'm absolutely delighted to have Michal Govrin, award-winning Israeli author and researcher at the Hartman Institute in Jerusalem. Her research group, Transmitted Memory and Fiction, is committed to working out the essence of the Holocaust memory in an age when living survivors are no longer the memory carriers. Her research, But There Was Love, Shaping the Memory of the Shoah, is freely available at the Greater's site. Michal is also the daughter of a Holocaust survivor. Michal, welcome and thank you so much for joining me. I know you wanted to make a comment about Gaza before we get into the interview.
Absolutely, Charisse. I would like to express my total pain and compassion to what is happening in Gaza, the death of people, of children, of women, of the hunger which is taking place there. I think it is an extreme human tragedy. I've signed a number of petitions, and I go to demonstrations to hasten any solution to that tragic situation.
Okay, thank you. So I think it is important for all of us to acknowledge the suffering that is taking place.
Absolutely.
And all innocent
Absolutely.
civilians.
Unacceptable.
All innocent civilians. War is extremely tragic, Michal. You are a survivor you are the daughter of a Holocaust survivor. What are your feelings when you see articles like Romani's?
To tell you the truth, it is not the first time that I encounter that. And the need of people to make comparisons and to run into a very simple comparisons and mythical forms is unfortunately running our history up to these days. I can cite the conference in Durban more than 20 years ago, and Holocaust negation is something which is with us. As a daughter of a Holocaust survivor, I can assure you that the victimhood which is connected to the Shoah today, to the Holocaust today, was not part of my mother's legacy at all. It was her resistance to evil, to death, to mass murder. That was her position and the position of the Jews that were caught in it, no matter where they came from. Orchestra conductors or beggars from the shtetl. That was the usual standing in front of the extreme barbarism unheard of in the history of Hitler's Germany, that until the last moment wanted to exterminate the Jews as the wicked tribe that should be eliminated from the earth. I just can mention en passant that the homosexuals like that, and the gypsies as well. Unfortunately, the hate of Jews or anti-Judaism is an old disease of society, even before Christianity and Islam, and is used today, and it is very tragic that it is in the way of coping with what is happening in Gaza. And I reject it in all my might. And I think that the Holocaust legacy should be the power of people to be human in the midst of atrocities, and not the victimhood which is displayed everywhere. And unfortunately, as Israel as well as a state had succumbed to it, and in order to enter the discourse. I would mention also the responsibility of Hamas, which is not mentioned. The fact that Gaza has a common border with Egypt. And all of that facts are eliminated from the discourse. And also the 7th of October that started the war, which was a very extreme, would you say, pogrom or slaughtering of people, of innocent people, children. I visited the region and I felt I was visiting a shtetl in Europe, and that's not what Israel promised its inhabitants. One should, of course, discuss where was the Israeli army, but besides that, the hatred of Hamas is a very wise and very brutal one. And I think that the way it manipulated the hostages, the 2 million Gazans which are hostages, in the hands of Hamas, on one hand, and manipulating the worldwide opinion is remarkable. I confess for that, and I think that one should not fall into that trap as the Gazans people are falling.
Michal, I think what worries me a little bit about this article is not only the kind of inversion of the Holocaust, almost minimizing the Holocaust, but also her reference to powerful Jewish lobbies, which is a traditional anti-Semitic trope. And I'd just like to get your thoughts on when something becomes problematic and when it's fair comment.
Charisse, you know, Israel is a democratic country, and the Jews in the world are very vocal. And many ideas and many opinions are heard, and that's the proper of democracy. Meanwhile, attaching what's happening today to the patterns deeply rooted in the West, Christian patterns, mythological patterns that date before the Christianity, but let's concentrate on that. I was amazed by the power of Arafat miming Christmas as a Muslim, but yet using the Christian tropes in order to merchandise it to the West. The photo, for example, of the dead child in the hands of his father during the Intifada, which was immediately read by the unconscious of the readers in the West as the Pietà, as the mother who holds her child. I think that we will not debate now anti-Semitism. I think this is an open problem of the West. It's a deep wound. It's a way of a contradiction in the proper identity of who I am for a Western believer. And also in the secular culture, I mean, the tropes of that mythical pattern passed unnoticed. As for the lobbyist and saying that anti-Semitism is around, one cannot deny that anti-Semitism has risen since the 7th of October. I mean, it didn't even wait to the Israeli response in order to start, because whenever you touch the word Jew, all of that unconscious burst out in the most violent and uncontrolled way, in demonstrations, in the slogans from the river to the sea, which means the annihilation of the existence of Israel. And we have to ask, we are in a very difficult region. Last week there were slaughtering of Druze in Syria. Nobody speaks about that. There was a civil war in Syria. There was a civil war in Lebanon. There are riots in Egypt. There are etc., etc. And Iran is not a free country. The focus in an obsessional way is on Israel and its actions. I confess, Israel has extremists in it. We, as a democratic country, go against them. We hope that in the next elections, this very bad government will disappear. But we are hostages in the democratic system that doesn't give us the ways in order to push the government with Netanyahu or without Netanyahu from its power. But let's think about Hamas and its shrewdness and its intelligence in PR, in awakening that anti-Semitism vein, which is dormant in the West in an unprecedented way since the Holocaust, in an outburst of, I would say, sublimated instincts, which are free now. And I think that we have to battle in more than one battle. First of all, to solve the hunger, the unacceptable hunger in Gaza. But at the same time, give Israel the right to exist in a region which is so difficult. And by saying that, let the Jews exist with their difference, with their vocality, with their bad and good guys, as any nation. This is an ancient nation that had a dream to come back to its land. And the resistance of the Muslim world was as great as we see until today. Let's hope that peace will come soon. That's what I'm trying to do in all my writings.
Oh, Michal, that's so incredibly powerful. We're going to leave it on that note, but thank you for also bringing in the nuances to a region that's wracked with violence. And thank you for your insight and showing that nuance. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Charisse. Thank you for your work.